Okay, so the other morning I stumbled into my favorite broker actually is Trader's Way, but I don't know what's going on here. I think they hired this guy to just kind of drum up business. He seems like he's been drinking, and I don't know. The guy's so relaxed. I just worried about him. I'm like concerned trolling him. A little worried about him.
So really this...
Oh yeah, and so I come in here, and I triggered him pretty hard, so he responded so harshly to my trigger because I kind of poked him, and he lashed out and said he apologized. He goes, "I'm not trying to be mean." I said, "Don't worry, you're good." You can't see the chat, unfortunately. I can't drill down on the chat, but I'm in here. It's kind of blurred out. I'm in there, damn it.
Sell should have occurred on Wednesday.
I might have to pause this and pat him down because he gets out of control.
I can see that you tried something in here.
It's not about the DBs.
And if it was Sunday afternoon, that's fine.
It's about the mid-range.
Okay. This is a little tiny sell and a little tiny roll reversal.
Check this guy out. Like, does anybody think he looks like Pike from the USS Enterprise of the very first Star Trek? I'm calling Pike on this one. I'm just saying. No offense, but I think we have a Pike doppelganger here in our midst. So he's talking about this CAD yen, and then later on in the commentary, he didn't respond because he's a fundamentalist, you know? Turns out he's a fundamentalist wacko who's waiting for the MFI report to come out. And I've got queued, hopefully, the other one where he says, if you don't know MFI, you don't know shit. Then you're not even a trader. Meanwhile, this guy can't call out one fucking trade and all this fucking bullshit. He does say buy on dips on the 15 and 5 against the major wackadoodle trends. He doesn't take any trades here, but he's got more monitor behind him. I think that's why he looks like Pike. He turned around, looked into the monitors, and he Pike-ified him. Anyways, he's coming after me hard here. Like Smollett. He's pulling a trader hoax on me here.
Yeah, and that's that.
And that's that. He's very matter of fact, and he sounds like he's hammered. I'm be honest with you. He's the most blasé, glib motherfucker I've ever heard.
Okay.
I think he's married and stuff, but like he's a little buttoned up, don't you think? He's like gay buttoned up. Like who's wearing a fucking Henley button to the... What, you got a fucking tattoos on under there? You don't want us to see?
So one thing to point out to everyone...
And he's yawning and shit, and he's like, oh, well... He's just like, what's with the orange? You got like orange background. Like, no, I think it's probably...
Buddy. And I'm not sure if I said this in the swing trading group, so it's good.
In the swing trading group, we swap with our wives. You mean that one? Hell no. I'm talking about trading, boy.
It's occurring.
What kind of guy do you think I am?
Me now, right? I'm saying English.
Boy, this poor guy. And he's got pivots up here galore. He's got more moving averages than fucking Jesus. And he's talking about, well, I only tried the 4-hour chart. So I think earlier I said to him, you know, I can't see the fucking data. It's all scrunched in, and he's zoomed in. And now he's going to come up against me.
No, I take it back. That's probably why I didn't say it in the group.
He gets all emotional. I trigger him. He's so matter of fact. I mean, this is what a real currency analyst looks like. I mean, I love the guy to death, honestly. I'm sure he's a really nice guy. I'm no teasing. Him and the other guy. Anybody that trades and has the balls to put their face in the shot, dude, you got all my well wishes. But I'm hoping he's not making people overtrade the market. Like he's showing every currency on the planet. Have you ever heard of the? And then he's talking about if you don't know the fundamentals, then you don't know shit. And then I teased him about the width of his stop.
Yeah, I don't know. Just that's how it turned out. And maybe it is lack of trend, right? So a little trade in there is all right.
He sounds like a doctor giving out like, okay, you could go jogging tomorrow. I guess it's all right, but watch out for the curbs.
But what overall,
What
what we're looking for as traders is
now, doesn't he sound hammered right here? Like he's just like 85 sheets to the wind. Like he's just too laid back. Come on. Is it because he's in the Dominican Republic? He's like, where's he at? Where's he broadcasting from? Another planet up here. Him and Pike.
is this, right? Big, long trans that are, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, that's pretty rare. It's very symmetrical, but we hope, we hope.
We just don't really have that. Certainly not on a bear side.
Now he looks like, I'm telling you, anybody that tilts their head with a Henley shirt on, with all those monitors behind them, come on, something's wrong here. Notice the array. 9 screens.
Okay.
Big vertical IPS shit in there. He's got it all dialed up. He's got every currency pair, and he just looks at indicators. He's like, yeah, I think I'll get in here. I don't think I'm drunk enough to get in there.
Okay. And looking at this, I don't see a lot of conviction for monthly pivots in general. Right?
Boy, he's really dialed it in over the years. How long has this guy been doing this shit? Like I said, I love Trader's Way to death, but who is this motherfucking crazy butt-ass shill?
Yes.
And he's in some acoustically annoying room with a fucking 10-cent microphone. I can't fucking take it.
So I think you were a little bit of aggressive, and you lost a little bit.
What was that? Anal beads coming out.
I mean, yeah, I don't think you did anything wrong.
Oh no! Come on. Is this guy?
Right.
Is this guy for real? Come on, it's Pike.
I think, yeah, a dip pullback kind of thing would have been better.
Would have been better if she hadn't taken all my guitars before we got to Forest.
But yeah, just
This guy.
one of the things I did talk about over the weekend with the swing trading group is this idea.
Back to the swing trading group. Got an idea, do you? Let's see, we'll swap wives for a little bit.
Getting caught in mediocre trades.
Like what? Chicks that don't put out is what you were talking about. How is sex not related to trading? Come on, people.
When you look at this right now, do you see a strong conviction for trade?
Yeah, I sure as fuck do. I'm saying sell above here. Need I point this out again for the 80th fucking millionth time? See this hole up here, this looming vacuum? That's compelling. You see this? This is sideways. You could have either traded this thing. Every 4 hours, you see a small bar. You get in. Okay. This is breakout trading. Baby bars. Get a fucking trade on. You're not waiting for this bullshit moving average shit, are you? Who the fuck's waiting for that? I like how he's kind of, it's like the worst, and it's called Beginner's Forex. Welcome to come trade with us. You won't get in till this crosses over here, and you're buying this. Yeah, no, it's a moving average crossover system, don't you know? How does it work again? Well, when it comes here, you're going to buy, right? It always finds support here. I mean, look, it found support here later on. I mean, sure, you wiped out your whole account buying support here, and you gave it a nice fat stop, did you? And I so wanted badly to say to this guy, but I didn't have any way to type it in and describe what I'm looking at. A picture's worth 1,000 yards. This bottom became this top, roughly. But this is the auction. This is the trap. This is the lack of volatility giving you the triangle. This is a looming vacuum here, people. This really does matter. And what I was trying to explain to this guy in the chat, but he wouldn't read it, is that he talked about stuff going up. Why do you think this bar is so fucking intense for 4 hours straight? Could it have anything to do with all the fucking stops and all the fucking time that's gone by into this shelf? You mean to tell me that this doesn't matter? That this bottom, you got all this fucking bullshit on here with this fucking wackadoodle shit, buy to here, buy to there. I don't really see a trade. I'm just going to sit here. This guy's getting fucked up. Somebody should report this motherfucker. I mean, what the fuck? Damn, step away from the fucking Heinekens, whatever this guy is drinking.
For a trend?
So exasperated with this bitch. Pike. Am I? What is this? Man, what a dramatic pause. Him and Orson Welles. He probably stole a lot of Orson Welles' theatrical tricks. Orson Welles is. I'm pausing a little bit here, but dude, like, hey, don't spare any spit on us.
Okay. I don't see a strong trend here.
God, his eyes are like, he's been smoking hashish? What is with this motherfucker? Look at his eyeballs. He's punch drunk.
Are we at hardcore support and resistance?
Hardcore.
We're stuck in the middle.
You think? Now, hey, listen, here, buddy. Let me try to help this guy out. If you got rid, and then I made him strip all that shit down, and I brought him down to a line chart.
Right?
I directed him. He was pissed though.
You see what I mean?
About the looming.
No. Let's talk about that. Simpleton says up. A trend is lower. Let's say a downtrend. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Low.
See, he's gonna do the old empowered trading trick. That it's lower low. See, I'm just like, dude, it's going up. Come on. I mean, it may not go up, but guess what? And I just want to point this out to anybody that doesn't think that flags and triangles and patterns don't matter. It's the fucking context, right? Obviously, this is sideways bullshit, but look at what's looming. There's a vac here that's looming and a vac here, right? So which one's the more? This is actually a bigger one, right? This one's stacking up. This one's been clean. Like this vacuum's gone, right? That vacuum's no longer relevant. So in a market profile sense, looking back, or in a jigsaw chance, this is all the fucking market sees is this right now. Okay, this is where you are. You are here. Like on the map, you are here. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to scalp really fucking heavy on baby trades? Or are you going to do the righteous thing and put some orders back here, put some orders here, buy in limits, sell in limits, and let it go? Just let it go. Nothing you're going to do going to fucking change it, dude. All your bullshit moving averages are keyed to some bullshit. I mean, this guy's he's kidding, right? And then people can say, oh, you don't understand, man. He's really good. Okay, great. But watch this guy flip out. I mean, he can't maintain, I mean, you think I got a problem? What's this guy? He's about to call the police on me.
Lower low, lower high, right? Lower low. An uptrend is higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right?
Wow. Now, I feel like the guy when I was in Chicago once, okay, and I had a couple beers, granted, but this cop, because the traffic is all fucking gridlocked on Rush Street, it's where the kids hang out. And I just walked, I mean, it was fucking cars couldn't move. So we just walked across the street, we looked both ways. It was gridlocked. Well, a cop grabs me and pulls me back across the street, makes me walk, and he holds on to me. I'm like, really? Like, this guy is fucking he's kidding, right? It's like when people will fill in this one phrase at the end of every punctuation. this. Okay, I got it. Dude, I see what you're saying. And then he's got to be hammered because he's incoherent. After he takes me through this humiliating trip across the street because the light's red, and just because the traffic stopped doesn't mean you can walk through red lights. So
Simpleton
they didn't let me out. They didn't let me out though. I had to phone that one in. They took my shoelaces away that night though.
says up. A trend is lower, let's say a down.
Let's hear it again though. It's precious in his way that he's kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to do this for a living, or what? It must. I don't know. The brokers. I hope the broker's not paying this guy.
Downtrend. Lower low, lower high.
My commission's going toward this guy. I want like a discount.
Lower low, lower high, lower low.
Chief currency analyst.
Lower high, right? Lower low.
I think it's better if you just pause that and do like a
An
little.
uptrend.
Okay, wait. An uptrend. What could that possibly be? Go for it.
It is higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher,
Can you just write HHH?
high, higher low, higher high.
Gosh, I feel like I have to recite the alphabet for the sobriety test backwards now.
Right? What we have is high, low, high, low, right?
Oh, possibly. But what if we don't have a So he's trying to speculate the next move, and he's got these wackadoodle pivots, which are not connected to the market in any way, if you notice. They don't really give you this sense of stacked up void. It's kind of areas, but what is he doing with these areas? You don't see tickets in there, do you? I mean, it's one thing to have an indicator. I do have one called Spectrum where you could place your orders there, and say, okay, listen, I'm getting in, and that does take the pivot into account. Every 4 hours that goes by, and some guy wrote a robot for it, and I don't even know where he's at. He's on Twitter somewhere, but I don't know. I can't get robots to run to save my life, so I'd rather just hand place the order in here. And I did write 64 tickets, which is a combined like 128 trade plans actually, because you can have a stop and a limit, but no market orders. It's just single drops, but it's $10 risk per drop, so it's completely regulated. I'd say you're probably going to pay a little bit more for the as you get closer to the market, you're going to pay more. Unless you're on the Eurodollar, you're probably going to pay a lot. So you can get away with things on the Eurodollar you can't get away with on the right. So you're just going to you can afford to be on the more tickets running on the Eurodollar, and you have to just go the way the train is. If it ever heats up, if the market ever starts to really move, and these markets look like they're really going to go nuts, then you're like, okay, I got to adjust. Because what's going to happen is if people are caught with velocity going against them, whether it's up or down, they're going to be like, what the fuck's going on? And that's when the breakout traders are cleaning up, because they're just getting in literally like turtle traders. A breakout trader confirmation, whether it's 1 pip or 5 pips away. Now I stacked some of those up earlier, so I have been running that in the demo. I'm running this 64 tickets, separate drops. So it's 1K to 8K. I figured, why go to 9K? What's the point? You might as well go to 10K, and then you're really defeating the purpose. So the first, you can drop a 16K with 2 drops. So it doesn't take much. 10 of those is going to be 80K. It doesn't take long to get into a 300K in predetermined $10 risk. $10 risk, and the best reward would be $80. So I have 16, right? So I have 8 buys, 8 sells with a $10 risk, all the way up to an 8K. So, and then the take profit's 50 pips. But the first ticket is a bad ratio. It's risk 100 to make 50, but it's a 1K. So once you step past the 1K, Now you're in break-even territory. You're at 50-50. You're either going to risk, you're a 2K, so you're 50 pips stop. You're either going to make 50 or 100 pips. So there's 16 buys and 16 sells. 8 of them being 50 pip take profits. The other 8's 100 pip take profit, but you're locked in. You can't lose more than $10 a ticket. But now your 8K's got a very tight stop. That's probably going to cost maybe $11, $12 because you really are, well, 12. I think 13 pips is the tightest stop arm, but you want to think you want to always overestimate the cost of a job. So if these are $10 drops, maybe you want to scooch the stops to 90 pips to take into account the spread. So the actual face value makes sense, but the face value on these scripts that I'll put a link to in here is I put it in the hightail thing, so it's in that giant. It's in the one that has all the templates and everything. So it's just called $10 drops, and inside there you'll be able to. It does say in the comments BLD1. They're all 24-hour scripts though. They last the whole day. So you're really planning out every day. If you can get your computer once a day, you can place those orders, and it's not very hard to do. They'll last a day. You're basically putting in requests for certain prices, and certainly if you're going to put a buy stop in or a sell stop in before you go to sleep, that's going to be the breakout trade, and you're just going to have to go with whatever. Or you can put a hedge on. You could still put a hedge on, and once again, some guy, I don't know if he's still listening, but he said, well, what's the point of a hedge? Isn't the broker trying to make money off you? Well, you know what? I mean, isn't the insurance company trying to make money if you got like insurance up the ass and something goes wrong? So, the guy was telling me a story today about a guy who was so rich, he just bought a Porsche, they stole it, he got insurance, he goes, what's that? Oh, it's from Egypt or something. What's insurance? So, $10 per drop. So you drop 10, you're risking $100. Can you be that wrong? Yeah, I guess if you're really don't have a gauge, like when you drop that order with a 100 pips stop to make 100 pips, that's the break even, because I'm going all the way to 100 pip take profit. So the one that has the 50 pip stop, the 100 pip stop is only making 50. That's the only one that's like a bad ticket, so to speak. But the size is so small that you can do a strategy based on the fact that you are going to risk $10 to make $5, because it's better than a lottery ticket if you know where to put your tickets at. And that might be the one that makes money because it survives, equity-wise survives. Now, on your favorites list, maybe you want to only drag certain ones on the favorites list, because then you're going to say, well, I'm only going to use these bullets, right? You don't have to whip out every gun you own just because you own guns. Although people do. They show up to these things with extra firearms. But that's the way, and people say tools, and then, that's what my moving average is, a tool. But you don't have a trade plan for it, dumb shit. If you had, you'd just let a robot trade it. You tell some programmer, fuck, dude, see this? Okay, do that. What are you sitting in front of the screen for? But that's when people would say, well, this guy, he's obviously getting paid something from Trader's Way. I don't know. But can't they pick a sober guy to fucking tell us about this? Or maybe even a trader?
So, right? It's just, that's what this linear regression is measuring. So you can see.
Linear regression will blow my brains out with a fucking sledgehammer. Like, what in the fuck is this guy kidding? Like, here we go, linear regression. He's got this wackadoodle channel on the left, some kind of Andrew's pitchfork anomaly. He's got this fucking line up here. I mean, he had no fucking, what the fuck?
Measuring from this
Pike
point here to yesterday.
Oh my God.
This is the mean. This is the average price.
Okay. And therefore, well, therefore nothing.
Okay.
Okay. No, it's not okay. Dude, you never talk about me not completing a sentence or a thought. This motherfucker's just like, back to the mean. Okay. Okay, then what? Do we buy there or do we sell with that's our target? We sell now in anticipation that means something, that price?
Here's one standard deviation, and here's a standard deviation to the other side.
One standard deviation. So now what?
And it looks pretty sideways to me.
But it is in the upper range. Like, okay, so fractally speaking, let me help Wayne out a little bit here. We have this, right, which lives on the upper half of his standard deviation linear regression. Let's not forget this structure. There'll be buyers here. Let's just assume whenever we see it here, there's a trade plan to sell here somewhere. But how long does the ticket last? I say, how about 10 pips a minute? I'm sorry, 10 pips per hour. Right? That's 240 pips a day. Straight up. We've seen markets. I've counted it. I've seen 400 pips down in one day. This is a 4-hour chart, but imagine this is one day. We've seen these moves, right? There's ways to get on the train here on the dojis. Okay, there's a trade plan to hop on that. It's not that it's going to go down forever and ever. Because look, it retraced all the way back to the structure. So he can't see this because he's so looking at his linear regression shit, which I get it. I mean, this stuff's going to make you maybe trade like shit. Maybe that is the conspiracy. He wants you to trade. I mean, look at all the monitors he's got. Dare to dream you'll ever have that many monitors. And, save some money for those buttons on your Henley.
Based on the
He's got like a headrest because he got whiplash there.
average price during this time period.
That's why he makes it. He looks like Pike because of the. See, Pike's got the same turtleneck. See that? He's got the same turtleneck going on there. That's another thing that triggered me.
For 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. We're in the 5th week. Over the course of 5 weeks.
Oh, she's in her 5th week. Okay, well, I guess we're having a kid.
Yesterday we were at.
Oh, and then he's got to yell at you like, "Oh my God, man, Jesus, take me to the concentration camp now, Wayne. I can't take anymore."
Average. I don't need to go to daytime.
To Dachau?
Look, if 4 hours isn't enough for you over the course of 5 weeks, okay?
Oh my God, and he's clicking some Nazi like trophy thing on his desk or a paperweight or something. Well, what's going on here? Like, if you don't need that, like, we need to
void above. Wow. The void above is looming.
Oh, this is me. Now, he's reading what I'm saying.
High, low, high, low.
Oh, shit. Oh my God, no, wait.
Right?
Fuck. Here, wait.
And it looks pretty sideways to me based on the average price during this time period.
I don't even think he knows what void I'm talking about because I'm talking about this void here. Like, so he didn't know what I was talking about. I say this is looming. He's like, he's freaking out because I said that. He's coming on rap right now. Let's see.
Over 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. We're in the 5th week. Over the course of 5 weeks, yesterday we were at average.
Okay, that shocked me.
I don't need to go to daytime.
I told him to go to the daytime. I said go to day. I said go to the daily. This is me talking to him. I said go to the daily chart, right?
Look, if 4 hours isn't enough for you.
4 hours isn't enough for me, brother. I want you to zoom into the daily so I can see the forest for the trees and get rid of those fucking moving averages is what I really want to say to this guy.
Over the course of 5 weeks. Okay?
Okay. Brother, you got 5 weeks to examine this shit. Well, fuck, that's only like a month. A daily, that's only like, what, 28 bars, if that. It's like maybe 25 bars.
The void above. Wow. The void above is looming.
That's what I wrote. The void above is looming.
I'd rather you say, based on the move on oil, you think that the Canadian dollar is going to benefit.
See, this is where he goes fundamentalist on me, and I get really pissed. Now I'm like, oh, you're a fundamentalist. That, yeah, oil is going up. And he's not, and oil's going to go all the way up to that floor and on the larger time frame, and he's getting out of his oil trade. Like he didn't scale out or scale in. And so at this point, somewhere along here, I told him that the Labatt's Brewery is making beer that's better than Sapporo, and that's why I'm going to buy the currency.
Or that you see a sign of positive macroeconomic growth, so therefore the yen will probably weaken.
This is the fundamental view of the market that to me is complete and utter fucking bullshit. Because whatever is happening fundamentally is going to have to trickle down and rebalance every fucking chart you're fucking looking at. And besides, who gives a fuck? The fundamentalists, I'm sorry, they got their head up their ass. Those aren't trade plans. If you tell me that, okay, the Asian girls are hotter, let's, or actually Canadian girls are hotter than the Asian girls, so let's go long CAD. Obviously, you know, that's their cash crop. I mean, that's what's making more of the Canadians. So let's go long CAD, right? There you go, Wayne. There's my argument. You just got to sit down and read the MFI reports. Don't you know what M1, M2, 3 is?
I couldn't give two hoots about the void above.
Well, it cares about you because anybody that's so fucking retarded as to step in short in front of this bitch, and let's just see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to tell you what. If you think that you want to sell into this, okay, well, you know, where's your target? Down here? Okay, go for it. But, dude, we've already done this. Okay, we've done this. We are here now. Sell here then. If you think it's going down, why aren't you selling here? Why aren't you selling all the way up there in limits? But some of them have to be fucking scalps because there's no way it's going to go like this. I'm sorry, it's not going to go back in time. There's no way it's going to go straight fucking up, okay? And, well, it probably will as it cuts into this shit. We've seen that before, and that's the time to get the fuck out, go flat, come in with limits again. If you're a trader, there's always a fucking trade. You don't need these bullshit boxes that he's not even fucking putting a ticket in on. He's just complete. He's a goddamn drunk. It's Pike and he's a drunk.
It's not looming. Okay, this is money crossing borders, right?
He said looming 3 times. I am so triggered. He couldn't get over the fact that I said that's looming. I didn't back it up. Dude, he said 3 fucking times, and it's like, yes, it is. It's about money crossing borders. Okay, well, it's going to run for the border, dude. And it's going to scramble like a little critter across the road. We've seen this before. What would you say about this vacuum before it filled? I would say this is fucking seriously looming. And once it filled the very top rooftop of that fucker, what did it do? It came back, started to range. And this is called accumulation. In Wyckoff theory, this is accumulation or reaccumulation. This is the auction. This is unfair value. Forget what he says with all these fucking linear regression bullshit and all this wackadoodle moving average shit. It's all laggy bullshit that you'd have to, dude, you'd have to hop on you just got to have a trade plan for fucking, no, this is not, I can't even look at it. I can't look at moving averages. I mean, there's a point at which, okay, I get it, but dude, he's got some 200 MA bullshit. Oh, you get in here, do you? Okay, how'd that work out for you? Yeah, I loaded the wagon. It looked like such a good trade. Even the fucking channel traders had a channel going up there. I mean, can anybody see the fallacy of this shit? Oh boy, I don't know. The more I think of it, the more I think he's just trying to get people to trade. I don't know.
Right? This is big boy stuff. This is business.
This is big boy stuff. Oh, okay, buddy. And this is, again, this guy must know who I am, man. He's triggering me. He's fucking, He knows who I am. I mean, I almost feel like that, but I don't know if he's watched my channel. He may have. I don't. I don't know because, like, honestly, I think he just read my name off. But it's pretty funny.
Money going from one country to another. No one gives a damn about the looming void.
That's the 4th time he said that. I have not backed it up. I'm not kidding you.
So just be careful, right? What is the business behind your proposition here? So I'd rather you say...
he thinks the markets are driven by business and big boys and banks and stuff, and this is money crossing borders, and fundamentally they need more dollars over there. It's complete fucking bullshit, man. I just watched that Michael Norman guy. He's like, I'm thinking, oh, I gotta fade that fucking idiot too. He thinks everybody that's in a fucking trade's a goober. There's some people that are actually in trades that, okay, they're not killing it, but they're in like a normal trade. Like, okay, maybe they do have this bullshit. Why do you need, dude? Why do you need 4 moving averages? Okay, pick one. I would say to this fucking idiot, pick one. You're in the 4-hour chart, for God's sakes. What are you running at 200 I'm just going to kill myself.
Oil prices are going up. The correlation would show that this...
the correlation. Now, this is another harebrained fucking idea. Dude, if you can ever... And I'm telling you what. I'm going to tell you right straight out, dude. 6 years of fucking trying to trade correlations. Doesn't work. 6 years straight. Doesn't work. It doesn't work psychologically because what you're doing is saying, you know what? This redhead's really fucking normal. Check this redhead I found. And then, you know what? The other 8 redheads are out of their fucking mind. Well, I found the exception that proves the rule. Look at this. It's like cherry pick this fucking moving average on this fucking chart. Are you fucking kidding me?
Goes up, right? No, I know what a vacuum is, but it's just...
That's why I wrote vacuum because he saw void wasn't good enough for him. Because I just put limiting void and it's just less characters to type. He knows what a vacuum is.
I know.
See, I left him speechless. I'm very proud of this moment.
Know what it is, and I use the vacuum term when it comes to gaps and stuff, which is a very short-term thing, like over an hour. You're saying...
Well, that's what I like. I like quick and dirty money, son. That's what I'm talking about. Now he's talking my language there.
Hey, bust out a day chart. There's a big vacuum up there, and nature abhors a vacuum.
It does. You nailed it. But he doesn't believe that.
It's going to fill. That's nonsense.
He does not believe that. Now, is it just me? Can anybody see another reason why this price action is happening? Can anybody please? I mean, maybe I am out of my fucking mind. The way I look at it is there's pent-up demand of whatever you want to call this. People would call this liquidity zone, the demand zone, or the supply zone for anybody that's on the other side. But what is going on in the fucking CAD? And we're going to take a look at this fucking CAD yen. This bozo doesn't get it. He thinks that, we're going to buy down here. But what if you don't? What if this is as good as it gets as fair value in the middle of this? Do you have a trade plan that's dynamic enough to adjust to this fucking screaming market? Nature abhors a vacuum, and watch, this is what it looks like when it fills, see? Once it gets into here, it's like, holy shit, does that thing fucking accelerate. So even for the goober that put a dumb shit sell stop there, he made money. And I'll show you how to do that with my scripts. My scripts can trade that bullshit. You could put a buy stop here and get trapped. Or guess what? You could put a sell stop here and not get trapped. But if you don't get that fucking trade off the table, when it comes back to here and then it rejects this and then it comes through the floor and goes fucking full auction, this guy doesn't even know what an auction is. It's one thing crossing a border to the other side. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock, but it's the vacuum that's forming. Right? People are holding positions. And maybe it's not a vacuum. Maybe it's just people unwinding into the void. But dude, it ain't going this way forever. It's just going sideways. And that used to piss me off. I got in fights on Skype. I couldn't talk to people. It's just going sideways. I go, I know. This is where we got to get in or get out, or we got to build a position in here. Dude, this is the time. Oh, well, I'm going to wait till I see a tank. As soon as it takes out this, I'll go short. Okay, you made money. I got it, right? And you could have put your sell stop there when we were here. If that's going to be your fucking trade, commit to it. Don't wait for some, I was waiting for like the 5-minute chart to rally. Never did. I missed my... Yeah, fuck it. Just put a goddamn stupid ass structure in. You don't know if this is going to be a winning trade. But I got to fucking... I'm risking $10 to make $100. That's my ratio. It goes from 10 to 100 on the scripts and from 100 to make 5. I'm sorry, risk 100 pip stop. Risk 10 to make 5 all the way up to risk 10 to make 100. So, and 10 to make 10, break even. But that starts at the 1K level in the 100 pip stop. 100 pip take profit. You can always bail before it, right? You can always get the fuck out at structure. And figure out which price policy, which auction do you want to trade? Do you want to trade this little mini auction here for this? Same fucking trade. Just load the fucking wagon on that. There's no need to look at all this bullshit. It's making higher highs and higher lows and fundamentally blah, blah, blah. Okay, fuck nut. And it's like, if you're going to, and it goes down, they go, well, look at the numbers. And then he's making it sound like, you can just read the fundamental news and just fucking know. You're not going to fucking know. How do you interpret that? Well, the banks already, they are. Yeah, well, dumb shit. I've been reading this stuff long as this guy's alive. I mean, this guy's a kid, right? Dude, come on. I mean, it's pricing in the market. Well, it's pricing in the market. I've heard of all the fucking bromides that people sprinkle on the failed analysis, like the no-nonsense Forex guy's talking about. Yeah, sure, that's important. No, yeah. Yeah, well, that's another fucking guy just, what the fuck? What the fuck's he doing? I don't know. What am I doing? I fucking know. But this guy's too much fun to tease. Okay, I was fucking having a riot with this fucking idiot. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'm sure he's highly intelligent. I'm just kidding. Don't take it personally, Wayne.
That's just gobbledygook.
He's saying I'm gobbledygook too. And he tells me I'm gobbledygook, and now he's going to apologize for beating up on me. I triggered this guy so hard. I don't know. Am I the only guy that triggered him, or does he know who I am? And now he just kind of knows me. He's like, you motherfucker.
Stuff. Okay? Auction theory and so. No.
I wrote auction theory in there.
There's no theory. There's money crossing a border.
Okay. Theories can be realities. Okay, there's the theory of gravity. It's not the hypothesis of gravity, is it? This guy's kidding, right? Why do I have to keep on saying this? Are these people kidding me?
There's no theory necessary.
There's no theory necessary. Oh, this is just gold. Yeah, that's why I had to record this in case he deleted it. It's my entanglement with Wayne Dyer of Forex Gurus. Dr. Wayne Dyer here.
I don't need to go to detente.
I thought he said detente, and I thought, yeah, you better, because I'm going to fucking launch missiles at you.
Look, if 4 hours isn't enough for you over the course of 5 weeks, okay? Nobody gives a damn about the looming void.
Nobody gives a damn.
So just be careful, right?
Nobody gives a damn about my looming void. Well, fuck you, Wayne.
What is the business behind your proposition here? So I'd rather you say oil prices are going up. The correlation
oil prices are going up
would show that this goes up, right? No, I know what a vacuum is, but it's just I know what it is, and I use the vacuum term when it comes to gaps and stuff, which is a very short-term thing, like over an hour. You're saying, hey, bust out a day chart. There's a big vacuum up there, and nature abhors a vacuum. It's going to fill. That's nonsense. That's just gobbledygook stuff. Okay? Auction theory. No. There's no theory. There's money crossing a border.
It's gobbledygook, isn't it?
There's no theory necessary. And I'm sorry, Simpleton. I'm coming across mean and rude. I apologize. I apologize.
And so I say in the comment, it's okay. Be mean. I don't care.
I'm going to change.
I'm used to it.
my tone. I'm trying to change my tone. There's only business. There's only money. Okay, nobody like people buying oil are not looking at the empty void above us.
No, they're not. They're not looking at it. But it exists. Because as soon as the new bid comes into the void, the people that are on the wrong side of that, or the people that once we tip into the window, right? It's like a river where it winds and it breaks and it floods and it goes straight and it starts to bend and then it breaks and it goes straight. The river is like the market. And this is the cycle of congestion to expansion, of volatility to no volatility. What you're looking at on the chart is the history of vibration of an instrument that's on a particular time frame. And if it gets shocked by the news, which is when you see the market is shocked by the news because people that are in, or they've got pendings that are sitting there waiting to trigger. Don't forget that there's news bots that aren't looking. I mean, there's probably news bots that are driving the market that are like these neural net bullshit bots that are reading headlines like, oh, assassination. But yeah, go long or short. And what? Who got killed? I mean, is it really? Are you fucking kidding me? It's a natural phenomenon of over-the-counter trading where it looks like a penny stock for the most part. These markets are vicious. They remind me of a penny stock where it's like, holy fuck. I mean, if you looked at like some big stock that trades pretty heavy, it's pretty smooth data. I don't think it, maybe on the 5-minute chart, but on the maybe I'm wrong. I don't look at stocks, but I mean, I've seen soybean oil look like this chart here, which is pretty vicious market.
What we need to figure out is simply, will money go to Canada?
Why do we have to figure that out? And this is what I do believe is true, is you do not need to know where the market's going to make money. It's not necessary. If you can trade, if you can be a bear or you can be a bull. I think everybody knows how to be a bear, don't they? They're going to sell high and buy low. But is the sell 5 hours from now or is it now? Or did they put a sell below here? Like, okay, a breakout trader wouldn't have a problem with this. They'd be like, okay, I know I got trapped here a few times. I sold into this, but it's only a matter of time. And whatever I'm stopped out of, they'll break this. And I've seen people trade like this, and I think it's very disturbing in a way because it doesn't seem to take too much talent. Like, there's people that buy stops here, right? I'm guarantee you there's people that got a buy stop here and a sell stop here, and they're just like waiting. They're just a few pips above. They're in the trap zone for the scalpers. Like, and then it might pull back a little bit, and then it's going to rip. Or it may just be here, comes to here, and maybe it does just crush down. And this void is looming. They're both looming, right? So even this guy understands that there's sellers up here and there's buyers down here. But it's just so funny that he can't think like that. I mean, I don't know if he's trying to stay with the party line, just stick to your guns with those moving averages. You're bringing in so many trades. We got so many goobers just trying to like copy your stupid idea of like, I need a good reason to get in this trade fundamentally. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to make enough money unless I have a fundamentally... What?
Okay. That's what we're trying to figure out. So I'd rather you talk about oil prices going up, so it requires more money to buy oil from Canada. That's all. That's all we do as foreign exchange traders. Follow the money.
So you chase the market. You follow the money. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Is this some like movie quote? Follow the money. Why not be the money? Why not be the money other people are? Why don't you... Good Lord, I mean, really? Follow the money. How's Zen? So what? I mean, according to your moving averages, we should be buying here. Even my looming void makes sense with your stupid ass fucking. We've come back to your fucking 50 or 100 pip moving average.
So very often
100 period, I mean.
we're asking ourselves, why would the money go?
Why? Who gives a fuck why? I've never needed to know why. Dude, I trade that shit to fucking pieces without having to know why. Can't you see the fucking hole this thing's falling in? You can't with this fucking MetaTrader wicks. Right here. See this little mini vac, man? Look at this fucking entry. Are you fucking nuts? Right into a previous top. Oh, I can't see. He's got shit drawn in there. Fucking pissing me off. This guy just gets under my fucking skin. Look, he's hot under the collar. He's opening. He had body language expert here. He's married to some chick. What the fuck? He conjured a fuck. Here, I'm going to do drunk fucking. I'm a chief index trader.
To New
I'm Wayne McDonell, goddammit. Now you sit yourself down, simpleton. I don't mean to be offensive, but you're fucking out of control with the looming vacuums.
Zealand. Why would money go to Australia?
Why?
Why would money go to China?
We don't care. Why?
So, like, for example, if we could say the money...
Dude, you can say anything you want. I'm going to trade this shit. Fuck you.
Money is going to go to China.
And the guys like this inspire me to overtrade. I'm like, give me that fucking chart, you bitch. You fucking wimp with your Henley.
A lot of it comes from the United
A lot of it. Oh my God, let's punch this guy.
States. So the
Chief FX.
dollar may weaken. Well, why would the United States be buying lots of stuff from China? Oh, the economy is doing really good.
Oh, well, there's a fundamental reason. It's chief market analyst. Chief FX market analyst, I think he is. Chief. Well, guess what I am? I'm lieutenant captain. Whatever the fuck. I'm above you, fucknut.
Oh. So what kind of things will the United States need if they're buying from foreigners, right? And all
I don't know, like fill in the blank.
that kind of stuff. So where is the money coming from and where is it going? Right? So like I said, I recently visited.
Has he thought about trying to get in on that Yang gang trade before it hits? Like, what if people do $1,000 a month? Are they going to just buy more shit from China? Well, that'll fucking... He's probably already trying to queue up the Yang trade.
They have both a Mercedes car dealership and a BMW car dealership.
Oh, my God. And so I'm sitting here listening to this guy, and I'm like, oh, my God, he's going to do like... We're going on some road now of fundamental reasons why stuff should happen. But I think he's talking about auction. He doesn't even realize it.
They were busy as heck selling cars. Unbelievable.
Yeah, they were probably getting whatever price they wanted because it's an auction. They bid it up, say. You get how that works?
Right? And the Mercedes dealership near me is crappy. It's not even a nice one. You got to drive through a ghetto to get through it. It's a nasty, ugly, nasty.
Well, sorry, we're not rich Forex traders like you. And then earlier in here, he talks about one of his underlings making coffee for him. Yeah, he's right out of the ICT book. He's very highfalutin with just ridiculously. Who decorated his room? He's definitely not gay.
Filthy Mercedes dealership. And you pull in, they're selling 20 cars a day. Because I talk to everybody, right? So I asked them, how many cars are you guys selling a day? 20. 20 cars.
To who? Probably some fucking oil sheiks.
20 cars worth $100,000. Right? They're turning over $2 million a day in cars.
That's kind of scary. Boy, let's short that market.
Holy crapola. Certainly, right? Certainly 1 million a day.
Well, there goes my looming vacuum view. He's going to brag about his buddy that sells $20 million worth of fucking... I have a hard time believing that. Come on, do the math. Really? 100,000? Come on. This guy nuts.
So
he tells stories when he's drunk.
So that money eventually is going to Germany, right? So,
oh, God, what? Let's put that trade on based on your buddy at the dealership. I like that. Let's get the D mark out. Oh, wait, that's a euro now.
So that whole idea, that whole process is
We used to trade the D mark when we were kids.
what is how I trade, right? That's how I trade. We need to
Well, I got to see these trades.
answer the economic question. And I just hate these, wives' tales, rules of thumb. It's got to go up there because of vacuum and
It's not a rule of thumb. Well, I guess it is. It's a rule of thumb because if do you have a thumb? Okay, there's a rule about your thumb. It's only so wide. How about the thumb trade?
the vacuum's got to fill. It's like a book written for children, and the book is parables.
Well, that's what you're telling about your fucking fantasy 20 cars a day selling in Germany. Eventually, the money's going to trickle over to Germany. That somehow we should take the other side of the trade. Maybe interest rates would be more of a factor than. Well, don't you understand? Once they sell enough cars, they can raise their interest rates because those Americans are paying so much for those 20 cars a day.
Little stories, right? They're I think in the long run are not helpful, right?
Well, people went to The Hobbit and they went to the Lord of the Rings. They seem to sell pretty much tickets to that. And this is where, you have to almost argue for the Fibonacci people because they're the true whack jobs. Well, if with good money management, like I said, and you're really going to undertrade the market, guaranteed Fibonacci is not going to blow up your account.
What we should be doing, or
missing opportunities with Fibonacci ain't going to blow up the account.
What I've done is study economics.
He studied economics. Now let me sit you down, people. I don't want to hear about your vacuums and your looming voids and your auction theories. That ain't no theories. It ain't no theory. It's just it's countries selling cars.
And to answer these things, right? See, once again, you're talking so general, simple. Maybe that's my name, Simpleton. Hey, I didn't make your name Simpleton. You're talking so general, like there's a big void up there, so price has to go to the void. It's such a simpleton view. Now it sounds like I'm being mean again. Well, you named yourself Simpleton, so that's fair. But fundamental traders have such wide stops. You know what? If my stop's more than...
So that's what I wrote in there is fundamental traders have such wide stops because to endure your bullshit theory that because this country needs more dildos than that country, that we should go along neoprene.
30 pips, even then I'm swing trading, right? It's like I'm a fundamental trend trader.
So he's pretty pissed off about this because now I'm a fundamental. Like, hey, buddy, listen, I'm a 30 pip stop guy. I'm a fundamental trend trader. How dare you talk about voids and vacuums and all this rule of thumb shit? There is a rule of thumb. If it's a big bar, if the 1 hour chart has a 300 pip 1 hour bar and your trade plan only has a 30 pip stop, and you want to be in the market for 2 hours, you might just want to go down to the 5-minute chart and look for some structure that has a 30 pip stop. Because when those days come, man, this guy's he's got to be just.
You're talking about, and maybe I'm interpreting your point of view as, I have 100 pip stops or 300 pip stops. Sometimes that's true.
Okay, see, and it has to be true if you're a fundamental trader to be correct about the trade. Let's face it. Tell me about the Brexit story again. I'd love to do, anybody wants to debunk it. I challenge anybody to show me the headlines and the price chart and say, see? And I go, see? Because I can show you the stop hunt, so-called stop hunt. I'm just going to call it that because of guys like this, before the actual move, the fake out move. There's a place to get in there. Is anybody getting? No, because I don't want to get in on the wrong side of the market. I mean, I don't want to find out this chick's got a dick.
But generally not.
The fear of the unknown. So, I mean, I get that people want to have all this shit on their charts to make them feel safe, but in the fundamental view, like, it only makes sense to get in this trade, honey, because don't you understand? They sold 20 cars today down at the German, did I say German dealership? Okay, come on.
Yes, sir says, really? How many people... Here, let's do a survey. This is cool. And again, I apologize. I'm coming off rude and mean. I apologize. Or at least I feel like I am. I haven't slept a lot.
That's no excuse, buddy. I mean, I am saying I am a simpleton, so you got to give me a break right there. You should be nice to people that are simple and fucking... I should have been retarded. I wanted to pick retarded, but I thought maybe they'd ban me. Retarded. You're like a simpleton, but a little bit more retarded than that. I get it. I see where you're going with that.
Lately, and maybe I'm cranky or something. So once again, I'm telling you, I'm sorry.
Thank God, because I was going to report your channel for abuse.
Okay, if I'm coming across rude.
No, not at all. In fact, I wish you'd be more ruder and just be honest and go, to be honest with you, I have all these fucknut moving averages. I totally agree with you, but I cannot speak because, well, on advice of my accountant.
I don't mean to be rude. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Let me ask you a question then. How many people feel like my charts are too complicated? Yes, or Khan says my charts are too complicated. Okay, this will help me understand how to help.
I like that. So he's talking down a little bit to us like, hey, okay, we got some retards in the room. How can I help you? Just listen up here. I'll steer you through this one.
Yeah, don't say no. Don't say no. I want to see how many people say yes. All right, cool. Thank you, Simpleton.
You're welcome.
Roman says yes. Not a lot. Lots of it, they're fine. Roman says yes. I'm wondering what it is. Like, I have some moving averages. Is it the moving averages?
I wonder what it is. Now, this is what they call, what do they call this psychological state where you're not aware that, like, they come to your house and they're like, is all this shit yours? And you say, yeah. And they go, well, you may be a hoarder. Hoarder? What do you mean? Well, it's only a narrow path to walk through your house. I have a buddy whose house is like that all the time. I go over there. He's got shit from the 1800s in there, but you can only have one path in, and then he'll get mad at you. It's like, dude, you're in my way. I'm like, dude, oh, you just have one path in here.
Or is it the pivot points that are throwing you off?
Pivot points to get me nauseous is what's happening, son. And if you got Fibonacci in here, could you trim it back just a skosh?
Like, for example, I can change...
Please do.
I can change...
You see why I went with Big Bar. I got to the point where I said, you know what? Just show me a house. Is it 1 or 2 stories? I'll take it. It doesn't even have to... I don't need anything fancy. Okay, you got... Okay.
Not that one, the other one.
It's almost like somebody takes their car and they put fuzzy dice in it, and curb feelers, and belt buckle chrome on the back.
I can turn some of these off.
Oof. Wow. Dude, I feel like, uh-oh. They're back. Some of them
And
are.
I suppose even that I can slim down a little bit more. Okay, let's do it that way. All right.
My anxiety's going away. I'm
And
feeling as stoned as him.
we don't need a linear regression.
Oh, thank God. Man, I felt like thumb screws.
We don't need this, of course. It's just me measuring trend. I think it simplifies things, but if it complicates...
Wow. I used to think like this guy, to be honest with you, so I forgive him. I used to think like this guy. Out of my fucking mind.
things, then I'm...
Dude, I played with I don't think there's nothing I haven't played with. Linear regression, I spent like 6 months on that. I'm like, nope, don't work. I mean, I wouldn't take a trade based on it, but I could not get that to queue up to any kind of consistency. And that's supposed to be what we're aiming at, is consistency. At least having a baseline of like, you know what? I can trade with a 20 pip stop to make 20 pips. I know where to place that order. I know where the fucking hot spot is. Even though I've been told to stay away from the hot spots.
I'm not being helpful. And of course, this is me in the past identifying support.
He's not being helpful because he can't stoop to your level of intellectual dysfunction. You know, I take the linear regression off there. I know you guys think it's complicated, but to me it's simple. I just cut my teeth on it every day. Sharpen my teeth on that linear regression. I know that like the back of my dick.
Okay. Is that still too difficult?
Yes. Please take more off.
Too complicated?
God, I didn't know what to say other than I said, do a line chart, I think. You see my comments right here. You can barely see it. I think that's the one with the dot. Do a line chart. Do it.
That's better?
Then I told him to zoom in. I think I said there's too many bars. I think I said...
Yeah, I agree with that, Simpleton. Oh. And nor am I saying the market sees them. They're tools for...
Oh, so I told him, I said, the market can't see your moving averages. And he goes, I agree with you. I know the market can't see them. They're tools. They're tools, Pugsley. Don't get on my case now. Can't you see I'm married? My room's totally not gay because it's not tasty enough, but my shirt is.
For me.
They're tools for him.
Yeah, I agree with that, Simpleton. And nor am I saying the market sees them. They're tools for me.
He's been doing this a long time. I wonder if anybody else comes after him and tortures him like me. I was trying to. We can only hope. Come on, Pike.
Yeah. Yeah. Simple is my friend, too.
That's what I told him. I go, Simple's my friend. But this complexity worship is addictive. You know, I'm surprised he didn't put on the fucking market profile, Bollinger Bands. I think I did see one where he was on a 15-minute chart with Bollinger Bands and all whacked out, you know. Which are just really volatility indexes that are on your screen, you know. The whole point of a Bollinger Band is it's a moving average where the lines come together. I'd like to see a histogram at the bottom of the screen of like how close the lines are getting together would be nice. Yeah, if you want to smooth out your robots, and I don't know how to build a robot, by the way, so he was asking. I just have the robots that are in that, what I'm going to put the link here. And those are obvious. The one that say script tester or testing, those are my scripts inside of a robot that just has a launch rate. So every 4 hours it's going to launch this one script, right? And you can pick how often does it launch and how long do the orders last. It's a very objective trading strategy on limits. It could also be on stops, but it's probably going to work on stops because you can't just keep launching fucking stops, okay? Because your trade sucks. And you can't just every hour launch a stop. There has to be a reason, and the reason is going to be the market's going sideways. It's time to put on a hedge. Yeah, you can't really... there's no sense in putting in a hedge once the market's moving. That's for sure. That makes no sense. You want to build a hedge in congestion, and when that thing breaks out, you may lose 20 to 30% of a leg, but you're going to make 70% on the trade. You know that going in. That is the fucking cost of participating in the market. Guaranteed participation, not guaranteed outcome, because they can still chop you to death if you have the same stop on every ticket. What's the fucking point? You have to put various stops in there. So I've got 64 orders available. 32 sells, 32 buys. In total, 128 strategies, because you can put a buy stop or a sell limit. The same ticket becomes a stop depending where it's at in the price scale. If you're above, if you place a buy order above, it becomes a stop. Below, it becomes a limit. So you can literally bracket the market with stops and limits, right? So it's the art of choosing a price level. You don't want a fucking linear regression or moving average. You want to be able to say, here's a doji. I have a limit here. 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 I got orders all over the fucking place. This guy would say, you're out of your fucking mind. I'd say, well, you know what? No sweat off my balls. I'm going to put orders here, but the $10 drops are guaranteed $10. Or I could write a script where I press a button and it throws an array like this, okay, with a master stop. Now, whether this is $100 a risk or $1,000 a risk is up to the size of the account. How long do these orders last? Do they last all month? They last all week. I'll buy from here down all next month. Am I going to wait to get filled? Fuck no. I'm going to put my orders as close to the mark as I possibly can. This is another thing. Pick a depth. Are you going to buy here tonight, here tonight, here tonight, here tonight? Are you going to buy an 8K with a big fat stop down here with your take profits up here? Let the market come back and fill you. If it doesn't fill you enough, you're going to be pissed there too. You're like, God damn, I should have fucking got in denser. Well, then you layer them up later, and you're just going to do it. You're going to shade it in. You know, you just a lot of times I'll do some artwork and I'll think to myself, I wish this was fucking done. I can see the end of this already. I can already see where this is going. So I can already see we got a situation here. This cannot keep going. That is guaranteed. The one thing we do know, it's not going to go like this and just keep going. It's not. We have to have a tactic or a strategy or a method or a style or trade plans. Many trade plans. You need a lot of shit you really need a lot of fucking. Your tools are your trade plans, not these aren't tools. These are like fantasy shit. I just don't even get why this guy bothers. Can't he fucking see the auction within the auction? How does he not see this lonely bottom? This lonely bottom in the middle of this fucking void, and we come back in here. He should be long right now. Look how much money he made in 4 hours. He'd scalped out and gone flat already and done a rinse and repeat. But no, he just wants to sit back and drink and sell fucking tickets to the I'm Wayne McDonell, Chief FX Market Strategist. Right? Strategist, does it say? Or analyst, wait.
Yeah, if you follow the daily webinar, you're going to learn for sure.
Oh, he used to sell these tickets $300 a month to his show for the Forex instruction.
Sure. But I don't mind. I don't mind just trading with this. This is enough. And then.
So he zoomed in, and he's a strategist. I thought he was an analyst.
It turns out some people are finding. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Some people are finding the past pivot points too much, huh?
Yeah, because you don't have a trade plan for them. So get them the fuck off the screen, and we don't want to talk about that shit. It's like when you go to the titty bar. Dude, I can't. These aren't my wives. I can't go home with them.
So really, if I were to thin this down even further, so I have no moving averages.
Oh, wow, I just feel like I just got out of jail. I mean, we can walk around wherever we want. Wow, you can really see the trade plans now. So when you see a doji, I say, get the fuck in the market. Look at these double dojis, 8 hours of nothing. He'd be like, yep, just ain't going nowhere. I ain't got a trade plan for that. Look at these fucking dumbass trades. Look at this fucking great 4-hour setup. You broke out, right? They wicked into that window. Now we got to go fill that void. Yeah, vacuums matter. See that bomb become a top right there, see? It's so easy. It's so elegantly easy. I mean, how are you not getting this, Wayne? You poor thing. Look at this. Just nicked that fucking 4-hour basement. Just nicked it. Double doji. Put a fucking hedge on. Go long. Go long. Anticipation of this fucking looming void. Now it looks way more. See, Wayne, you'd understand this if you just looked at the fucking thing for a little bit. Why does it come back here? Because it's coming off of this. And this is about as zoomed out as you're ever going to want to go, Wayne. Look at the trade here. Wow. 8 hours of doji. Bam. Into the auction window. No sellers come in. We're done. Buy anywhere from the wick to the body. Retest. Almost retest this breakout. Put on a hedge. It's Dojiville. Put on a hedge. Look at this hedge. Damn. Another hedge. You got fucking... Dude, you got like 2 hours to put that trade on. Now, you could run trailing... you could press a button where you just keep on hitting buy stops and you pick up these moves, or buy stops, pick up that move. So it's how do you get in the market? It's not really... In other words, do you have a way to do it? So if it's down... Well, I'm probably long on limits here, but imagine it quiets down here and I don't know what to do, so I start to put on a buy stop, sell stop hedge, and I get filled on the long side, plus I'm already long on limits. Maybe you already scalped out to here, right? Because we did bounce to here, right? We bounced back into here, which is probably on the 1 hour chart as a fucking perfect zigzag floor. But this is what this guy needs to do, is go to fucking rehab and just go back to this chart, dude, and learn how to trade, for God's sakes. And you probably make more money for your fucking Trader's Way, because people have a big fat trade on here and they'll cash out and they'll be like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Instead of the fucking utopian bullshit he's got on his chart.
Delete. All right, that's good. So this is all I need to trade.
He's still got this bullshit. Get rid of that bullshit, dude. It's just fucked up. Wayne, it's like this, buddy. Bro, guys. The apex of this triangle, bodies only, right? Right here is this hot spot. Hot spot here too. You want to buy this whole thing on limits, Wayne, whether it happens or not. It's just like a beautiful trap to place all your tickets. You want to sell? Start selling all the way up. He's got these very particular lines, as if it fucking matters. Coming from a guy that claims we need to have an order imbalance between countries to have the market move, to have the prices change.
Are we okay with that? And I can simplify this even further if you want less information. But you have to understand.
So he went to the line chart, because I said, do go line chart. And then I started to try to talk about this. Look how clean this is. He did go line chart. Look at this top bottom. Here's a doji. Look at it take off. And so look at it re-dip into that. It's perfect rhythm, causing that nice. Then we get a perfect double top becomes a bottom. So when I was doing RSI analysis, I could see this rollover point. So we keep on touching this, but then we fail. We diverge against the top of that channel. We're drifting away, right? Plus we're right back to this. We close above, and a lot of these people that trade confirmation bullshit, what they'll say is completely the wrong thing, in my opinion. They'll say, as soon as it closes above here, as soon as it closes above here, it's a confirmed breakout. No. It closes above there, you're locking in your short above this. Just like when it comes down here. if you're going to say, well, it closed below this, and of course, here it never closed below that, but certainly buying that, I don't know if it wicked into that. That's the thing, and I can't turn the wicks on because it's his chart, but I find this to be fascinating. Very fascinating. Here, I can tell you right now, this is a RSI negative reversal. RSI in a 3 period right now is doing this. Right? It's more overbought at a lower price. Right? We know, if anybody knows what a reversal looks like. And that's it. And those are deadly because the shorter they are, this is one too, just before the plunge, it's only 4 hours back up into this floor and bam. Right? It's pretty subtle. This top almost becomes a bottom. It's certainly, this double doji gives you the flat line. So all the double dojis are like super flat. And here is like, it's dojing out, right? It's just kind of cresting. It's the time to put on a hedge when the market gets quiet. Or it's the time to go counter trend trading. Like, in other words, to go trend trading. Hard down, slightly up, sell. Hard up, slightly down, sell. Now, this may be too simple. And people say, well, I bought here and I got killed. Okay. But you bought here and you didn't. And this is harder down. And the harder down, the wider stop you're going to trade. The market's telling you what kind of stops to use. If it's screaming down, it says use wide stops. So you buy here, you buy here. You only buy down. You only buy down. And this becomes a winner. Even this here is a winner, see? And he talks about swing trading. Well, what's the difference between buying this auction? It's on sale, it's on sale, it's on sale. All three of these are winners on a swing trading strategy basis. Comes all the way back. This vacuum is filled. Now what's going on? Vacuum above and below. And when this vacuum got filled, so you can say that, oh no, the price is going. I don't think so. Because I think it is looming, and I think the void's looming. Look at the retracement on. Explain the fast retracement on Bitcoin. It's obvious. Accumulation, sideways. Maybe there's no void. Maybe it's just sideways markets cause fast-moving markets. But once you go out of that range, the market's disorientated for price. There's no orientation. The void causes disorientation because you're not orientated into the standard mean. You're not at fair value anymore. You're going unfair at a rate into the void of unfairness. Unfair is imbalance, is a void of vacuum. It's the pendulum swing. When the pendulum's at the middle, you're in a doji. When the pendulum is centered, when the market is shocked by news event, which causes a immediate imbalance, like people were showing up when 9/11 happened. I drove home and people were lined up at the gas station. I got home and I said, I don't get it. There's nothing wrong with the gas station. But this is how fucking retarded people are. They were lining up at the gas station because they thought, well, there's not going to be any gas. And I mean, some rumor mill. The big boys are going to turn off the pumps.
Understand what these indicators are doing.
But dude, the indicators are built upon the price. How about you just understand what the price is doing and leave our brains alone?
Having this additional information, if I need the additional information, I can just look and it's there, right?
But then what's the use of it? Is it making it hard for you to trade because now you're just overloaded with analyzations?
I don't get analysis paralysis, because I just use what I need in the moment to make a decision, right?
So he does willy-nilly discretionary trading is what he's trying to say. Oh, I like this moving average. That makes sense. Let's get in. Look, he's just coming down off his morning. How does his wife stay married to him? He's just fucking hammered.
So Yasser likes this one better. Okay, that's fine. It's you're not getting a full picture, but it's enough.
I don't need a full, less is more, I wanted to say in the thing. The challenge is, can you trade with 20 bars on your chart? You're allowed to change time frame. How far back are you going to look to create this scenario? He's building a story. He's the one with the story he's trying to build about. Fundamentally, this should happen and that should happen. He must be reading.
Jim says it's difficult to display monthly and weekly. Yeah, so this is where it gets down to what tools you have, right? So, for example, more screens can be helpful in this situation where you could have one chart that only has monthly pivots, one chart that has only daily pivots, right? One chart that only has weekly pivots, and you look at them independently.
But why do you need a pivot, dude? Just mark off the voids that we all know exist. We know there's going to be a thrusting motion into the vacuum. Dude, how do you explain the market moving so violently at a certain price level? Don't you think there's a cause for the effect? Are you telling me prices move up hard and go down hard because of news? Now that he's totally zoomed out, get a gander at this fucking thing. Rips up. Uh-oh. Nobody else is buying. And guess what? A top does not become a bottom. In fact, it takes this out. Here's the bottom become a top. Right? It cuts back, stops. Now, why does it move so hard through here and so hard through there? Never makes it to here. But look at this area. That final capitulation is brutal there. Brutal. And we're going to get to this later, right? But then we come all the way back because it left this big void behind. This is where the price hasn't gone. It's where the price hasn't been. It's not where the price is where it's at. It's already cut that, so when it filled this, then it filled that. Maybe I'm making this up, but I just don't see it like I don't know why he's saying these things about we have to figure out which country needs more bananas curved or whatever.
You can totally do it that way. You can't display it on one screen that way. Otherwise, you'll be flipping, and you'll miss things almost always. Oops. So you get more screens, which is fine, right? I used to have 18. I've slimmed it down to less than 18 screens. That's cool.
Well, yeah, he's down to 9, so he cut it in half. He just got bigger screens. Did he got 3 vertical screens behind him? He just got bigger screens.
Okay. But I look at this and I still see middle of the range.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Oh, come on, Wayne.
No. So, no, I wouldn't look at this and say, now it's a bottom. No. No, that's not a breakout. Okay. You'd need something more like this. But bear in mind, there's hardcore sell orders right here. Hardcore.
But you don't have them in there. See, he realizes that. He doesn't have any light core sell orders in there. He's going to wait for confirmation.
This is a hardcore sell zone.
I don't know if it's going to come down from there.
Okay. So you're really going to get yourself into trouble,
Well, that's why you buy now. You sell up there, right?
You're going to have to really let it break, right? So, anyways.
Yeah, so you chase it. You won't sell up there. You have to wait for it to really break, and then you're going to jump on the train. I don't get that. Well, explain that to me. Somebody, please. Just don't get it, man. He should call himself an analyst, not a strategist. I mean, he doesn't even have a trade for this now.
So if that's all you want to trade with, that's fine. This is enough information.
Anyways, here's the other thing he says. It's just pretty fucking hilarious. Watch this.
A couple of companies have overseen hundreds of people, and at one point, a director that managed thousands of people, indirectly, but sort of directly, ran the. Anyways, whatever. So I'm a person that brought business sense, if you will, to trading. I'd never traded anything before, never really bought stock. The first stock I ever bought was Apple Computer. Second one I ever bought was Cisco Systems. Both of those companies I worked at. And then, being in the Silicon Valley, because if you don't do stuff like that, you're not in the industry. You're still in it. So when I say stuff like that, I invite you to join the professional industry of traders. This is something that you should do. Go to the IMF website.
Go to the International Monetary Fund website if you want to trade currencies. Otherwise, you're not shit.
And the report released yesterday, download it, read it. And just to stay in, just to be in the industry. Because if you don't do stuff like that, you're not in the industry. You're still an amateur.
You're just an amateur unless you go read the IMF report. Did everybody get that? Download it, read it. I didn't say make sense of it. I just said download and read it. Got it?
All right.
He just got done doing a bunch of blow. He just rubbed his nose.
Pharaoh says turned 2,000 into 40,000 and blew the whole thing. Yeah, that happens. But the money part isn't really relevant. I mean, it's only relevant to your particular needs, right? So like I said.
Wow. Anyways, here's where I'm going to put this stuff. It's going to be in this MT4 on 9/30/2017 when I started this thing. So I've got all this, these files. It just sorts it by the bottom one is called a $10 drops. So here's what they look like. I've been trading with them. Let me go to the chart here and just do the whole symposium here. So here's the sells. I got 32 buys, 32 sells. They last all day. So what I did is I put them in a folder called the $10 drops. And these are buy and sell. And the comments read as follows. I got to turn the comments on. So down at the pendings here, this is a buy limit drop and a sell limit drop. And most of them will be that because I did put some buy stops in earlier. Let me see if they're, here we go. So BS would be buy stop. Here's a buy stop that filled. Look at them up $20. Check this shit out. Now, I know for certain the stop on that one is $10 of risk. I've already doubled my money. Okay, that's a 6K. The 6Ks have a stop of, I don't know if you can understand the filing system here. Once I put in the 100 pip take profits, I kind of, so I'm not sure if that's set to make the profit unless it's flashing. It flashes within 10 pips, not with the comments on. With the comments off, you can see the flashing colors because of the screen I'm running. It's not wide enough to. So what we have here is a 6K, which means we are trading with a 10 pip stop to either make 30 or 60 pips. And I think it's 30 because I dropped that earlier. I haven't done any buy stops. I might have done a couple buy stops here. These are all sell limits on this one, see? So the name of the script is actually, I rewrote the name of the script. So S is sell, B is buy. D1. We have a 17 pip stop with a 100 pip take profit at 6K. We're going to risk $10, make $60. That's without spread and commission. So you may want to rewrite the script and call it an 80 and have the real dollar amount here on the right. So the actual dollar amount of risk here is $10 flat. You risk 10 to make 5, all the way to 10 to make 100 in increments of $5. Every time you add a K, got to sound like a game show. Every time you add a K, this is what you'll be doing. So I could also say, I'm going to put a buy stop here. Fuck them. That's a shitty trade, but I'll put a buy stop here. I mean a buy limit. So when I put it below, it's a buy limit. I put it above, it's a buy stop. See? That's all there is to it. Anyways, so look at all the trades I'm up on. So I'm making money on this account. Let's start with 10 grand. But it doesn't get any easier than this. So how do you use it? You go like this. Here is my bar only chart. This is the CAD yen. I'm going to take a risk and put a 34 pip stop here, and I'm going to buy all night long here. Now, the one thing that's a little bit not quite like I'd want it to be is that, see the top here? This is the 1K, and it goes right into the 8K, but the 2Ks are on the bottom. So the reason why that is because the 100 is triggering the order to be like this. So if you rename that, you'd have to create another symbol to fuck the order up, or just pay attention to the fact that you're starting with a 100 pip stop, but you're not risking, well, you're always risking $10. So, but this is a 100 pip stop right into a 13. So it's not like you can just, and see, here's a huge shelf, 100, because I go to a 2K, now you got a 50 pip stop, which I'd like to have the 100 down here next to 50, so I could just, and there's a way to do it. You could just call out D1 in the beginning. I think the way to do it, as I did it before, is you put either a 0 here or a space in front of 13 so it racks up differently. I think that might change it, but I'm not going to rename this. I'm not renaming 64 of these. I already wrote these last night. So I wrote the 50 pip winners last night. I wrote the 100 pip winners. Today was easier because all I had to do was just add 100 pip targets. But just for Wayne, he can download this too for free. 17 pip stop down here. Who's not putting an order down? Now I would actually put the order right here. Drag the order and put it right on the fucking wick so you know why you're doing it. Right here, this whole vacuum. This looming fucking vacuum I'm buying with all sorts of different, $10 every drop. Oh, sorry, I'm putting in the fucking sell stops there. Got to be careful. I'm not used to that. Okay. There's sell stops down there. I fucked that up. Okay, so, but, because I was showing the whole rack there. Careful. See, here's $10 risk, right? 2K, 50 pip stop. 2K, 50 pip stop, 50 pip take profit. So this is your break even. This will make $20. So here we're going to buy down here. Hopefully I'll offset my bad trade. Let me put some scalps in. 13 pip stop to make 100 fucking pips. $10 to make $80, right? On paper. $10. Every fucking ticket is $10. Got it? 10 of these is $100 of risk on this currency. Go to the next currency. Okay, I'm going to buy down here. This is how stupid it is, man. And these are every day. I'm going to do this every fucking day. I'm going to prove it. I'm not going to start a new demo. It's just a pain in the ass. So this demo's already up. And we'll be able to see by the comments, not the comments that people are going to make about how I'm out of my mind. The comments here in the platform, you can see by the size. You will know the stop by the size, right? Because all the AK, has a 13 pip stop, right? This is a dollar risk approach. $10 a drop, man. Got it? $10 a drop. You can't fuck this up. With 30 pip, you place your order right here where the buyers come in, where there's just heavy buyers. Like, dude, put a fucking order in there. So here, all limits down here. I can put a buy stop here, which is essentially a market order. I'm just going to put buy stops up here. What if it goes up? This is what I do. These are practically market orders. Buy stops here all day long, all night long, and I'm going to put buy limits starting at this vacuum, at this one here. Where's the stops? Where's your stop at, buddy? Okay, I'll buy your stop. And I'm going to put them right on the chart there, right where they go, right down here. Right at the 100-yard line. Right at the 100-yard line. Let's try to get different size stops in here, though. 25 pip, 34 pip. These are all based on equity, on money. These are money stops. These ain't no fucking percentage of your account of stop. This is fucking money, damn it. Come on, people. Step away from this percentage of your account bullshit. You're full of shit. Oh, I got a Fibonacci. I'm just okay, great. Okay, go do that. Go to Guitar Center and play like a fucking idiot through that fucking chorus effect and drive us nuts. Okay, I got it. But stop it, would you? You're killing us. Real musicians are committing suicide over that fucking shit. I'm just going to put sell limits up here all night long, all day long. I don't give a fuck. Now, if these were weeklies, I would give a little more of a fuck because that's a long time. Let's just see how we do. Let's see how we do here. I put some sells up here earlier today. Let's put some sells up here. Come on, man. Let's trade this shit. Fuck this goddamn. And why doesn't he have people trading? Maybe he's not a shill. Maybe he's just really stupid. I don't know. Now, we can't do gold with that. We cannot do gold with that. Look how gold sold off that top there. Beautiful. Right back in fair value. Gold's right in the sweet spot, right in the middle. Just sitting there. I like that monthly chart. Big buy here on gold, I think. I think gold is going up. I think inflation is going up. I think crude oil just keeps going up. Look at Bitcoin came all the way screaming back. Right to the floor. Look at that. Just about with our target. Go figure. Why did it go up so fast? I don't get it. Could it be the looming vacuum? Yeah, I think so. Maybe. How about the looming stops is what I should have said. The looming liquidity? Okay, was that gold or that was maybe silver? I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I got so many symbols up here. I never took them down, so. When this thing boots, this platform, it doesn't respond for like a day, and then it finally loads. I want to see oil. Look at this oil screaming north. Wow. And people are going to sell that, man. Whew. I think we're coming to here. I think we still got to make it to this thing, and then it'll take a big breath. Kind of scary to see. Look at the reaction it had on this top. The daily chart. Wow. So my thing is that this huge harsh move, once we took this out, bam, then we come back and we have a triple bottom off this top, more accumulation, more sideways. Rule of thumb, sideways don't last forever. It's a good rule of thumb, son. Look at this beautiful, comes back to here. So yeah, it's just gonna complete the cycle here. That weekly is right at target now. It's blown through this target on the weekly. So this is the obvious, but I think it's got some more screaming to do. There. And then we've got this. Right. Anyways. I put orders in here yesterday that didn't last very long. See, these were the arrays. These weren't the single drops. All those balls in there. But that trades up. Dollar CAD's going up. So, of course, that's a daily compared to the weekly. Let's look at the daily. The daily's flat. Anyways, that was fun. So, good luck with that. I'll do an update on the random orders I placed. Not random, but orders I placed. We'll see how it goes. I wish I could start at $10,000 zero to prove it, but I think you get the point.